What is going on everybody, Tech Enthusiast here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to play Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity for the Nintendo Switch on your PC. We need to have three files ready. Firstly, we need to have the podkey files, which is located on your Nintendo Switch. Your console must be hacked or homebrew enabled to obtain this file. Please do not ask where to download it from, as it is a copyrighted file. The same goes for the latest firmware. You will need to dump it from your Nintendo Switch, and I will leave a guide in the description. Lastly, we have the game, and just like before, your console must be homebrew enabled. The game will be either XCI or NSP depending on how you dump the game. I know this can be downloaded from the internet, but do not ask me where to get the game from. Now we need the emulator, so we're going to head over to the official Yuzu emulator page. If you haven't already, make sure you have Microsoft Visual C++ installed. There is a link here on this page. It is required for Yuzu to work. Okay, now click on the download button. Whilst it does that, I just want to quickly show you their Patreon page. From just £4.50 a month, you can support the developers who work on this emulator for free. And with the early access, you get to try the newest features before the mainline build. This is entirely optional, as the mainline build works for free. Once Yuzu has finished downloading, find it and open it. The top option is for the early access Patreon version, but on this video we're going to use the mainline build. Make sure that the middle option is ticked and then click on the install button. Now, depending on your internet connection, this should only take a few minutes for it to install. Once it has finished installing, click on exit. When you open Yuzu for the very first time, you will get an error box. This means there are some dependency files missing, which includes the podkeys file and the firmware folder, which I spoke about earlier on in the video. Click OK, then you will get another pop-up box. This is to share anonymous stats. You can click on no or yes. To fix this, we're going to click on File, Open, Yuzu folder. Once here, we're going to create a new folder called Keys in lowercase. And place the pod.keys file inside. Next, we're going to install the firmware files. So click on NAND, System, Contents, Registered. With the firmware folder open, select all and move them over in the registered folder, and that should be it. Now we can go ahead and close both of the folders. Next, we're going to close Yuzu. This way we can make sure that it is working properly. Once it's open, there should be no more errors. So the very first thing we're going to do now is change some settings. Click on Emulation, Configure. Under Graphics, make sure OpenGL API is selected for this game. Then on the Advanced tab, unchecked Use Assembly Shaders. Next, click on Controls. By default, you may have keyboard selected under Input Devices. You can also notice that the control pad has already been pre-mapped to the keyboard buttons. If you have a Bluetooth control pad, and if you select that, it will show X input controller, and the keys should be pre-mapped already how it would be on a Pro controller. You can also change the buttons to your liking, so what you will have to do is click on the corresponding box, then press any of the input buttons. Once you're happy with the controller configuration, click on OK. And finally, we need to add the games, so double click right here in the middle, then browse to the folder where your games are. In my case, it is on the desktop. Once you have located the folder, click on Select Folder. Once your game loads up, double click on it and you should be ready to play. Give it a few seconds to load up the game and it will eventually start. One thing I want to mention is that you need to have a fairly decent PC to run emulators. At this moment, for CPUs, Intel and AMD are fine, but when it comes to graphics card, it is recommended to have Nvidia, as the drivers on AMD are not very good. so your mileage will differ based on the specs you have. If you have found this video useful, then please press the like button. If it is your first time here, then please do consider subscribing, as I have more videos coming up, so make sure you hit that bell icon so you get notified as soon as I release my videos. Please do follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and like always, thanks for watching, and I will catch up with you in the next video.